to do today is I'm going to talk a little bit about breath and energy in general, and then how we can, with a very simple breathing exercise, how we can create and grow more awareness about our body and our mind. So it's very important to understand that our breath is our gateway to a higher elevated consciousness. So it's not just that we breathe in and we breathe out and we have more oxygen in our body and our cells are restoring themselves and have more healing properties. Breath is not just oxygen and carbon dioxide. According to yoga, it's also a valuable exchange with the life force that surrounds us and that's within us. So when we start breathing consciously, we start actually inviting more awareness into our whole being. And when we look at it neurologically, we're also actually growing our metacognition, which means basically that you are growing the awareness you're having on your thoughts. So if you are just breathing automatically, you are just usually living automatically. And when we live automatically, we're often thinking automatically. And what we're often thinking automatically is most of the time shit. So automatic thoughts can go from I'm not good enough to I can never do this to that person doesn't like me. Whatever disaster scenario there comes has to do with the way we raised and the way we kept on repeating these kind of stories to ourselves. So what's going to happen if we start breathing consciously is that we are going to actually start to see our thoughts. So that is very confronting a lot of times, because suddenly you're like, I just want to meditate, I just want it to be quiet, and then you're sitting and it's just like thought, and people a lot of times give up or get frustrated because they're like, I don't want it, and they want to push that away. A very effective technique when it comes to energy management and general management of yourself, of your thoughts, of your being, is that when we give something attention, either pushing it away or holding on to it, we're wasting energy or we're putting energy into it. So that means if you have a thought about yourself, a judgment, and you don't want it, that you push it away, you're still giving it energy. So what is the most effective technique? Firstly, to establish a strong connection to the here and now, so in your body and in your breath, so that you are here and you are now and you're actually growing the attention span, your concentration and your ability to be here, to see your thoughts. And then another very effective technique is to call in what you want to feel. So if you're gonna put energy into something, if we start creating or visualizing something, feeling something, there's no space for something else. So if my being is occupied with I love myself so much, how do I feel to really love myself? How do I feel to feel that I'm supported and trust my life and do all those things? There is no space for fear, for self-hate, for hating myself, for rejecting myself. So that's actually what we're gonna combine today. We're gonna do breath work. I'm first just gonna guide you into the moment, into breathing, and then we're gonna do Kumbhaka. Kumbhaka is breath retention. We're gonna build it up, but you can, if you're comfortable with it later on, elongate it. What's very important with this practice is that if you have any blood pressure issues or you have anxiety, that you are just being very careful with it and just start with maybe 1 second. If you feel something that's not good, just continue your breathing. The technique we're going to practice is going to be effective even if your retentions are not so long. It is important that if you are going to elongate your retentions, you are going to create more concentration and more focus in your body and your mind. That's what it does, the retention. So you're going to really create more presence, and with that presence you're really going to be able to set a foundation for whatever you want to create. We're going to combine that with calling in something. So an intention for you can be whatever you feel today, what you need. And then if you are very used to maybe doubt yourself or having fear about the future, then you call in the opposite. So that means trust in your journey, for example. And you call that in. So we're gonna breathe in, we invite that feeling, we hold the breath, we breathe out, and we just focus on our physical establishment here, so that we are here, and because we are so present, there's no space for anything else. And that's the practice for today. Yes, perfect. Any questions?
No, it sounds good.
Perfect. I'm a good seller of yoga because I believe in it. It works.
It does.
Really. So you can find yourself a comfortable position. Many times we choose the same leg in front, so it can be useful to choose the other one. You can practice this technique. I would not do it laying down fully, but if you want to relax a bit more, you can like support your back against the wall if you're practicing this at home. You can place your hands onto your knees, or you can place your hands into your lap, or maybe you like to place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly. Sometimes we close our eyes in yoga practice, but for some people this calls in anxiety or unrest. If that is the case, don't do that. Just focus on one point, either ahead of you, in front of you, or if you close your eyes, then you can focus on your third eye center, Anya, the center of the forehead in between the eyebrows. You can just allow yourself to arrive into this space. Maybe you are still occupied in your mind. Maybe there are still some events that are replaying in your head. It is not within our capacity to change that. Neither the future, neither the past. What is within our control is how we perceive it. What we believe, what we perceive, and how we are able to connect with ourselves and the world around. So start to invite yourself, start allowing yourself to sink into this moment. As you're breathing in and out, and you just breathe in naturally as you are breathing, not to change anything. As you breathe in, you grow the attention for this moment. You grow the attention, the awareness on your physical body, the energy entering the body, the boundaries of the physical body expanding, and when you breathe out, you allow yourself to relax with that. So maybe there's some tension immediately in the body that you can now recognize. Allow yourself to let go of it, simply by no longer holding on to it. As you let your awareness take a seat into the journey, the traveling of the breath in and out. It's very important to know that breath work is energy work, and energy work can cause release physically, emotionally, mentally. Honor that. Don't fight that. Don't fight any sensation that comes up. Allow yourself to hold space for you just as you are, releasing and feeling what needs to be felt and released. As you continue to breathe, and you try to, on an inhalation, expand the belly down, the diaphragm moves down, the breath moves in through the nose. And on the top of an inhalation, you weigh just a little bit, and an exhalation follows naturally. And you try to let an exhalation to be naturally. So you're not forcing anything by pulling the belly in and up. You are just allowing the lungs to soften, the chest to soften, and all the breath to be out of the lungs. And then on the top of an exhalation, you wait. just a second, inviting a new inhalation. Top of an inhalation, wait to transition into an exhalation. Top of an exhale, again wait, new inhale. And each time you inhale, you really feel the physical body expanding, growing, the awareness growing for this moment, for this body, and the connection between both. Breathing out, you really allow yourself to be here. You feel the hips heavy, the knees heavy, the shoulders down, the face soft. As we are going to start to invite that what is serving us. What is it for you? What has been occupying your mind today? And what is the opposite? What is the opposite sensation you can call in? And when you breathe in, you don't say you want that, but you breathe in and you feel as if you are experiencing that. Be in full trust, full connection, full love, whatever it is that you need. And you wait on the top of your slow inhalation. You wait, maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. You wait without forcing it, just you wait. And then you exhale fully, and in an exhalation, all that is not here, all that is not in this moment, all that is outside of yourself, you can let that go. All that feels forced, heavy, and difficult. You wait, you stay empty. You wait, you count 1, 2, whatever feels good. Maybe it's just 1 and that's it. And then you let a new inhalation arise, and again you sit with that. You invite that feeling. How do you want to feel? How is it to be so loved, to be so connected, to feel so beautiful and worthy? Top of an inhalation, wait, culminate that sensation. Let it grow, let it fill each and every cell. Breathing out naturally as a result of an in-breath. Again, waiting. Breathing in again, slowly, fully. You hold, you count. And you exhale as long as the inhale, or maybe a bit longer, to release that extra tension. Waiting again, counting. Focus on the forehead. Focus on the direct experience of this body, of this moment. To let a new in-breath come up smoothly, like the formation of a wave in the water, smoothly and constantly. Let it fill your being, let it fill each and every cell, holding. Let an exhalation follow naturally. Waiting again, counting, focus. Letting an inhalation come again. And you do that a few more times at your own pace until you reach 10 or 12. there's some tingling, maybe there's sensations. Notice and return. Calling in that, taking ownership about how you feel, calling it in. Calling it in consciously with awareness. Letting go of what holds us back automatically because we have learned ourselves, we have taught ourselves so well to be disconnected, to feel disconnected. Just return. If the mind is distracted, the body is tense, just change position and return. And trust the practice and trust that time will bring you everything. The companion of wisdom is patience. We have learned ourselves so many years to disconnect. Just return and reconnect. Few more breaths until you reach 12. Your time, your pace. In an exhalation as long or exhalations longer. Continue until you finish this wonderful practice. You can repeat this up to 5 times daily. Call it in. Let it become your reality. Shape your reality consciously. If you finish the practice, bring this sensation with you. Know that you can call it in anytime. This practice whenever you are ready, joining the hands in front of the heart, honoring the heart as you're ready. If that doesn't resonate with you, you never should. But no, this is just a symbol of respect to our higher selves, our highest potential, where consciousness will lead us inevitably. Thank you for practicing. Wherever you are, whatever time it is. Namaste.